Good afternoon, and welcome to Think About It Using Common Sense. Um, Election was Tuesday. The big thing was uh, how the Republicans was going to just sweep through the election. But whether they just ran away with it, which from what I understand didn't happen. But based on, to me now, based on what has been presented uh, pertaining to the insurrection on the Capitol, attempted coup, uh, people confessing to the crime, and the Republicans that was in office supported the the fact that the election was a fraud and that Joe Biden wasn't legally uh, our elected president. Now you have Republicans believe this to this very day, and they ran for office and they won. So did the Republicans have a great day? Oh my goodness, yes they did. Because based on what they was involved in and still involved in to this very day, they all should have been let go. Neither one of them should have been allowed to run or even to participate in this election just passed. That's my views. That's just out and out hypocrisy. And the thing that gets me also, these politicians are dancing to the uh, singing of the people in their states. You see, yeah, there's people behind these people, um, but it did show that people are coming around, and that's a good thing. But the way that things are happening now, I think people are. I don't know. I'm just looking at it using some common sense and trying to make sense out of it because so much of it doesn't make sense. It has to be a reason for this, because otherwise, it's not. You have nothing to gain by doing it, and you knowing it's messed up. So, but I was riding on my way home this afternoon, and I saw two seniors. Uh, these two men particularly, they was both was walking across the street with canes, and one could hardly walk. And right away, I said, I have a lot to be thankful for, and I do. But we have got to change. I'm saying we can't continue to live like this because everything that we do, everything is going to come back on you. And when I say that, whether it's in this life or the next, because even the scientists can tell you that adaptation, uh, being manifested out of need, out of a life need, and the way things are happening now, it's almost like our time for humans to reign on Earth is coming. It's coming to an end, and I'm not saying it. I'm just reading the handwritings on the wall. Uh, and based on it, at the end of it all, people who are going to suffer, well, obviously the poor, so the the low income and middle class 1 and 2. Um, and it's a shame that humans, supposed to be the higher intelligence, have accumulated so much wealth they didn't even think about. And it's so much greed for money. No one wants to spend money correcting what they have messed up. Okay, space exploration is good. Nothing wrong with it. It's good. It's progress. You don't abandon your home to go up there and do that. Think about it. Common sense. Use some common sense. Do you abandon your home, Earth, to go up there and build something in a tin can when Earth is for us and we are for it? Something is wrong, people. Something's very, very wrong. And I'm not here trying to tell anybody what to do. You know, tonight I don't even think I may not even be recording because I had problems with this thing. But it's just so much happening and it's happening at such a fast pace. And the fuel is hate, it seems to be. That's not good. That's inciting uh, killings and destruction. And then at the end of the day, everybody winds up with nothing. So winners, losers, and the losers win. Because the losers will be dead and they don't have to worry about this mess. Okay? And the winners gonna realize they don't have anything. So now they still in worse shape than they was when they started. But it's all common sense. And getting back to the election just for a few moments. So the Republicans won, and they won big time. Because some of these races should never even have been close, should have never been close. Herschel Walker and Sir, well, I know his name, but I just can't think of it at the moment. But it should never even have been a race. They should be scraping Herschel Walker and his votes up off the cement, the sidewalk. But no, he's running neck and neck with Reverend Warnock. That don't make sense. I mean, how I mean, have people been watching the same news that I'm watching? Have they been listening to the same reporters that I'm listening to? Now I'm not stupid and I'm not influenced, but this just has to it has to change, and someone like Herschel Walker, with what just came out on him about his character and how he his hypocrisy, his lies, and then you talk about voting for somebody, anybody, not just anybody that tells lies, deceit, full of hypocrisy, can tell you one thing: was you gonna put these people back in office? I don't care who you are. How can you do that? You putting the wolf in the chicken coop. Not only are you putting the wolf in the chicken coop, but you putting a table and plates and knives and forks and seasoning for that wolf to eat them when he eat them chickens. You got to wake up. People can't be trusted. I'm not telling you that. It speaks for itself if you just analyze what do you see them doing and say to yourself, what is true? You can't go east, west, north, south. You can't do it all at the same time, I don't think. Unless you just don't do anything. You just don't move, so therefore time is not even involved to a point. But anyway, uh, yeah. So uh it's terrible. It's terrible. The swamp, everybody talks about draining this swamp when it comes to these politicians. The swamp is just full. Politicians that absorbed everything. They're just there now. Doesn't make sense. And history does repeat itself. So that means that there was a civilization before us. And it could have been much higher mental abilities, capacities. But that could have been the cause of their destruction. And it says people never learn. You know, and they should learn from your mistakes. I can never understand. I can never understand that greed thing. I mean, you can. It's a difference between making money. You can make money, and I'm not telling people make all the money you want to make. Doesn't affect me one bit. Make all the money you want to make. But what I'm saying logically, in common sense, you know, it's just so much money, so much money. But if the people that's in charge of it, if they turn it loose and educate things, then we can make this world a better place. There is hope, but there's no hope if there's no work. If people don't realize it and get out and say, "Hey, look, get rid of the BS, and let's do what it takes to make sure the money is being spent where it's supposed to be spent." And if everybody, people getting a decent wage, educate these children, teach the parents along with the children, we can get this thing together for as long as it can be put together. Because I hear talking of the saying that planet is so bad that in another 50 years, they don't know what kind of shape this planet will put forth or do for the humans to live on. It may not be humans may not be able to live on this planet, on this planet. So, the environment is very important, and people are not listening. They, I think the Earth is giving back to us what we're giving to him. So, I mean, you can see, and if that's the case, we in for a whole lot because we done gave not only the ocean but everything. We destroyed everything. For what? No, everything. Yeah, nobody to blame but ourselves. No one. And people don't think that they don't know what happened. They don't know what happened. And it took a long time when you think about it. Start out from one cell and multiply and become this. And at the same time, you're developing out of what's needed for your survival, that life, that soul that's within you to survive. And you want this to hold it up because this is just a gateway. It's a gateway. It's a gateway you have to get through based on what you're doing. You get your grade and you go on from there. So it's a lot. But anyway, I'm just rambling on. Yeah, when I was getting back to the two men, I looked at them. I said, me being at my age, I said, I'm really, really, really blessed because I don't have them problems. I'm healthy as far as I know. I have some things to live for and a purpose in life. And I said, I'm really blessed. And I think that's what's shown to a lot of us. We have come to be thankful, and being thankful is good. But we got to think less. You know, when you think less, that means you begin to start doing doing more. Unless that thought is directed on something that's positive, that's generating um, something that has some type of positive reaction to humans and to the planet itself. Take it just to go all the way back to that point, but at the end of the day, we have to change this, man, because we don't know. We don't know how long this planet's gonna be. But like I said, I've heard scientists say in the next 50 years, you know, human life on planet Earth will really begin to change. Really. And I mean, you can see it now. If people stop long enough to open their eyes up to things. You where when they talk about inflation, we may not be up on the point, but other people are. Trust me, that really value life because I don't even think some of us value life as much as we should. When the only thing on this planet that is of value is life, and everything else that is of value is valuable because of its ability to sustain life. So, but at the end of the day, it's all from us, it's all from the individuals, man. So we have to protect this. We have to protect this once we realize we have a reason to protect it. And the reason that you had to protect it, this is the only This is the only this well, let me put another one. This is your captain of your ship when you die. And when I say die, I mean when you no longer have this physical body. So there is a consciousness because you can see things and your eyes is closed. You see? But what people don't realize, the further thankless they become, right? The closer to uh, physical things, the physical side of life is to them. You see, and when you do that, then you're messing with your afterlife because you're not here. That's to We're not here just to party and uh, buy things um, and whatever. But you are here to raise a family, and if we can make things life easier on us, by all means, do it. All means. But use it in a positive way and don't put all the goods in the hands of a few. That causes trouble. These people know that. They see it. I'm no I'm no genius or anything. It just takes common sense. And people need to realize this and just don't stop wasting so much stuff. And when they talk about inflation right now, and I go in the stores and I see the shelves in the stores are half empty, some maybe two-thirds full, should I say. And that's serious. I mean, could that be that people are stocking up? Because we did have a very, very hot summer, a lot of droughts. I still think there's a major shortage of fresh water, but they don't talk about it enough. But I think that's going to happen very soon. But you know, I don't think people they don't take life seriously enough. So that people could be stocking up. They could be stocking up because I haven't, like I said before, I haven't seen a fresh, decent looking orange in 5 years in the neighborhood supermarket. You know, telling you the truth. So it's a lot of stuff going on here, but we better wake up because we are involved in this. Everything that happens, we are involved in this. And that's a fact. We're involved in everything except what's going on in outer space. We ain't involved in that because we ain't going out there. We got the rich, the super rich, we go out there and if the planet Earth is destroyed, they can live in a tin can in outer space with a made up environment. It's not the same. It's not the same, people. Oxygen you get from a tree, okay? And it may be the same, but common sense tells me the oxygen you get from a plant and the O2 you make up in a lab or something, in a jar or something, however you make it, add them together. It's the same, but it's not the same. You call it all you want. Not gonna tell me that. Not because it can't be. It can't be the same because it's made two different ways. Now, break that one down. Common sense. I don't care how close it become to it. It's never the same, you know. And over time, I don't care what environment you're in, over time, the human body develops around its environment, and its environment develops around the human body. You understand? Time. And that's all this is. That's all it is. You're not meant to have anything. You're meant to use your brain smart, make life easy for you, but just because you have some knowledge, you don't want anybody else to have anything. And walk around thinking you're better, when in all actuality, value is determined by let's say the supportiveness and of the universe, of people in your environment, of the planet, you know. So, so that's what's determined how the value you are to the earth and to life itself. It, it's determines your value as an individual. You don't have a purpose. You don't do anything. Just like a guy once said to me, he said, if you don't vote, you're nothing in the eyes of a politician. Think about it. Only thing he can get you, only thing you can do for him is give him your vote. That's why they only come out during election time for whatever it is you want to hear. And all that's based on what your life been up until this point. Then they just bring that and put that out there in front of you and tell you they're gonna fix it. And guess what? You run to the polls. And that's what you've been doing year in and year out. And that's the reason why we're in the same predicament year in and year out. He's cool. Um, what else? Um, well, let's talk about religion a little bit. I I hear people talk about religion and all the time, right? But some things you can't tell someone how to live their life. You can't tell anyone how to and what to believe. But it's unfortunate that one of the problems we have in religion today, people are being taught what to believe. And then if you say taught what to believe, then is that, excuse me, do that cross the line with an occult or something? I don't know. But and the role models of the people that's of the teachers are not very good. Some preachers have been caught committing adultery, outright lying, stealing, fornicating, and robbing it, wasting the people's money, that's giving their money from their heart to a good cause. And here the preachers are here squandering the money of the poor. And that's a terrible thing. this is done under religion, but I'm just basing things on what I'm seeing. Someone asked me, do I believe in God, a higher uh, spiritual consciousness? Absolutely, absolutely. And you get that higher consciousness through God, seeking the ultimate, seeking the ultimate of intelligence. That's the goal, I think, and the purpose of every human on earth. Because we need things to live. And evolution is generation as we move up, whether it's 2 years, 5, 10, and we move, we discover things. Okay? Discover things. But sometimes when you discover things, there's a time factor. There's a time factor, and there's a factor of the complications. Uh, what are the what are the bad things? What are the things? What are some of the worst things could happen if something that we're doing doesn't go right? And you think about all these things. You just don't jump out and just start doing something. Oh, look, I can do this, and you go do it. 10 years, 20 years, 50 years later, 100 years later, you got a monster you can't even get rid of, you can't control. Some things we don't, but because things are out here and they're easy, everything isn't made to be messed with. You know, I've always wondered. Um, I've always wondered about the oil in the center of the earth because I'm saying I know the oil wasn't put there for trucks and make plastic and stuff like that out of, used for gasoline and stuff. I said I know that wasn't the purpose of it. No. Could it be there? I mean, I'm thinking, well, could it be like we need oil in our car engine? Could that could that be needed to keep the earth cool in that part of the land planet? I don't know. I'm just asking. These things I ask myself. And what is that socket being replaced with, if it's being replaced at all? Uh, maybe that'll slow down with the automobiles and realize you had to make these cars like boats. It's because you had the uh, technology and because you had what it was needed to build them. But you didn't think because we just saw it, we just wanted big and go. Life isn't like that. For everything we do is consequences. And this election, it really frightened me for the first time because I see I see you know, possible takeover from within because um, they did it. Who put us here where we are right now in the courts, and who put us the way our justice system uh, and our Supreme Court justices look right now. Everything was done by ourselves. Nobody came in and put this on us. We did it. We need to own up to it. You know, people got too much. You can have too much money. You can't. $1 trillion, $1 trillion is 1,000 billion. That's a lot of money. 1,000 billion. Yeah. $1,000 billion. It's a trillion. Okay. Now $1 billion is a lot of money because $1 billion is 1,000 million dollars. Hear what I said? $1 billion is 1,000 million dollars. Okay. So people, there's some people who got a whole lot of money. It's a lot of people got a whole lot of money, you know. And the sad part about it, the money that they have, a lot of it, majority of it, come from the support that they get from the middle class, from the low income, and the poor. That's where their money comes from. That's exactly where the rich get their money from. And they keep the poor poor to keep getting that money. See, so this is serious, and it's something that needs to be corrected. Needs to be corrected. If we can correct it, because the thing about it is, you know, your heart and soul is at stake, because we have to answer. We all do, for everything, every thought that we do. We answer for. We don't remember starting to live. We don't remember that. People tell you, well, what your birthday is on such and such a time. Do you remember starting living at that time? No. So as far as you know, your soul, which it has been, living since the beginning of time. So whatever point we are in time, okay, that's where we start. We latch on to, and we start developing right there. Whatever point. Just so happened this was a physical point. Next time your eyes open, it'll be all spiritual. That's where the ghosts, and goblins, and all this other stuff, they come into play. It's all about the mind. And think about it. Look at it. Look where the movies is heading. Everything that's a thriller, is a chiller. Oh, people need to wake up. But anyway, I was just blabbing. I haven't talked for a while, and I just sometimes need to blab. Uh, Sitting up, I haven't been on in a while. A lot of other things is taking me away from what I'm trying to get done. But it's going to get done because I'm going to see to it that it gets done. That's not the problem. So, but anyway, thank you all so much for letting me in, and have a great evening.